What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. And for those that are new here, my name is Ishraq. I'm an enabler that happens to like to make YouTube videos. So today's vlog, we're gonna talk a little bit about visualization. Yo. Shin, I'm doing this vlog about visualization. So how I use visualization, right? In my life. But I want to ask you, how do you use visualization? Have you ever used?
Not really, actually.
Not really.
Yeah,
okay,
not really.
but now, looking at your life currently and everything that you're doing and all that,
Okay.
was there a point in time back then that you ever like imagined anything, any part, whether it's your body, how you are looking right now, whether it's your clothing, whether it's the car that you're driving, or whether the job that you are working?
Yeah, not very in detail.
Yeah,
not very in
yeah,
detail.
but is there any thought in mind or whatsoever that you have visualized, that
Yes.
you've seen something before?
Yes.
What?
Yes, just a little bit lah.
Which one? Which part?
I
Explain.
guess it will be in like all the other aspects, probably reaching at a certain point of income at, sooner in the future.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And the life that I will be living lah.
Yeah, the current life today. Have you imagined this before?
Oh, no, actually I haven't.
This early stage.
Yeah, how I usually do things is I just put in the work and hopefully
Hope
I
for the
see-
best,
Yeah, just hope for the best. after that.
Okay. All right. So to make things interesting, I thought I'll ask my dad what is his view on visualization, right? So I was explaining to him because he was asking me, what do you mean by visualization? So not everybody calls it this term of visualization. People call it dream, people call it imagination, could be anything, right? But once I explained to him, like ever since I was young, I imagine and visualize that I'll work in an airport, and now today I'm working in an airport. And then ever since I was young, I imagined that I wanted an M3, which turned into the M2, and then in the end I bought an M2. So now I'm with my dad. He's doing his physio things, but I want to get his input and idea on visualization, and what does he think about it in terms of his life, and whether it impacts in any form or manner.
I think to some extent everyone has some form of visualization, or people call it dream.
Yeah.
I've always believed in you should always dream big, because even if you cannot get there, you get halfway there or almost there. So set your target high, so that when you set your target high, you always push yourself to actually achieve that target.
Yeah.
Failing which you will get somewhere close to there.
Yes.
So I in fact use visualization, so you call it, or dream, or imagine, early days in my life, from school days. You know what you want to be, you dream, you play back, and sometimes I use it to get myself to sleep. If you have problem with sleeping, you visualize, but you visualize nice things, what you want to achieve, and how you get about to achieve that. And when you actually achieve it, So one form or the other, everyone would have some sort of dream.
Yeah.
Depends on the magnitude of the dream, or the gravity of the dream. Whether you dream big, you dream just enough, or whatever,
So you
So
see
but
there,
it's all started with dreams.
before Ayah tidur every night, Ayah technically without realizing, Ayah visualize Ayah punya life, thinking how it would turn out and all that, which comes to this point lah. kan?
Yes, sometimes
Ah.
event that you're attending, so you visualize, okay, how the event going to be like. So it's like you play back, not play back, you play forward what are the event, chain of event, and then when you get into that event, you somewhat prepare yourself for that event.
Yeah. So we do have control what happens in the future, in somewhat lah. Okay. Tapi okay, say now Ayah at this point of time
not control. You can dictate yourself,
Yeah.
somewhat, But
Somewhat.
sometimes things happen beyond your control.
Yeah, of
But at least you are prepared for it. Somewhat prepared. You can never be totally prepared.
Understand?
Kena sakit,
Tapi say at this point of time, and then ayah look back, ada tak like things that all things happen and all that, ayah ada visualize how it is until now,
Yeah.
kan? Somewhat ada link kan? Yeah.
Kadang-kadang over and kadang-kadang less than
Under.
what.
Okay. So, yalah. Hope this brings much, at least a little bit of value to those watching. Okay? So, we'll continue later. So, I'm with Ali. Today is holiday. But there's no such thing as holiday in my life. Holiday means we can get more work done without going all the way to RedQ. Yeah, so I've got my friend Shane to give his view on visualization and whether he has ever used it in his life. I've gotten my dad's view, which was pretty good, regarding visualization. And after I recorded that shot with him, right? Last night I was visualizing my life before sleep. So to be honest, actually normally in bed before tidur, I always think how I want to move around my businesses and my work and all that, what I should do tomorrow and stuff like that. But then you get stressful and then you start thinking about a lot of stuff. But after he said, he visualize, imagine his dream before sleep, then, or if you have certain function or whatsoever. But I think now I want to keep that malam punya routine before tidur to visualize my future. And I tried it yesterday, holding my being in my dream boat, and then it was amazing. Memang betul lah, bagus untuk nak tidur. So I would like to say, in terms of myself, how I would use, how I've used visualization in my life is that I've used it a couple of times specifically, which I mentioned briefly before I interviewed my dad, which I visualized when I was younger that I'm gonna be working in an airport one day, and it's the dream has come true, which is currently I'm working in Asia, so airport is my office. Other than that, I also visualized, I mentioned briefly that I visualized that I wanted to buy a car. If you ask my friends during uni, especially Pam, when I was in uni, every day I was watching YouTube, watching this car M2 every day. And then after I graduate, I bought that car, which in turn became one of my first mistakes in life, because the payment is so expensive, and then end up working for the car instead of the other way around. And then to make matters worse, I have cars at home that I have to help maintain, so I could actually drive those cars. So in the end, I sold that car, I think last year ke 2 years back, and my life has never been better. Okay, so that's another part. Other than that, whenever I do exams, I always visualize that I'm scoring this paper. I visualize getting the results and then seeing myself happy. When I started Amal Realty, it was first when I walked into my family's apartment, one of my family member punya apartment. I walked into, and then it was bare empty, just to teman. And then when I saw that, I imagined myself, what if I were to run this place as an Airbnb, and then one day maybe I could grow it into becoming a lot more properties that I manage, right? So that property, after 2-3 months I managed it, was making, I think, if I'm not mistaken, more than 20,000, especially that time during COVID. So a lot, just right before COVID je, ada orang, people that are stuck here, foreigners, they needed a place, so pam. And then now I'm managing more than 20 properties. To be honest, actually, how I'm living my life right now, the income that I'm making is actually what I've already imagined 2-3 years back, and how I'm living my life is already what I've visualized 2-3 years back. Unintentionally though, only now, quite recently, like last year ke 2 years back, I only started making it intentional, visualization ni as intentional. I read something yesterday, baru je semalam, that they said why would you want to, some people they visualize too far, right? Something so hard to achieve. But actually, if you were to visualize, I regret that I visualized 2 years back only my life right now. If I were to visualize something bigger, my life right now will be even much bigger. So if you were to try intentionally visualize to have your dream life, actually it doesn't cost that much. So I visualized not that much because I wasn't making that much. So I visualized banyak extra lebih sikit lah from what I was doing before. So I visualized a little bit extra. So I already reached that extra. So now I'm visualizing even more. I'm even breaking it down to 12 weeks per 12 weeks. So basically per quarter lah, but I'm making it more intentionally. So every 12 weeks I have a different visualization. Okay, that's what I'm trying to do now in the future. So other than that, also like, you know, I'm visualizing I want to be a great amazing YouTuber also, right? That's why I'm doing this content and I enjoy making this, talking to myself technically. But that's why we do all this effort. Orang semua tengah rest at home on a Thursday, but I'm here sitting with Ali whacking on clips, you know, because our process working together is not yet smooth, and I have a visualization of how smooth it will be. So I haven't reached that yet. So that's why I'm putting all this effort in right now. You know, we met last Sunday, we're meeting today, we're gonna meet again this Saturday or Sunday. Sunday, sorry.
Yeah.
Every Sunday, right? Yeah. Every Sunday we try to work, not giving up, you know. If it doesn't work, we try to work it out because I have a clear visualization of how we want to be. You know, I have a clear imagination and dream of how I want to be intentionally by design. So that's why I'm doing all this, you know. So technically, visualization. Okay, so I am gonna show you guys in our next segment where I'll talk about how I'm gonna use visualization in the future. And if you guys stay with me throughout my course of my YouTube journey, in the future you may able to see and live with me this whole process from when I'm trying to visualize right now. I'll give you exact examples how I visualized in my life at this moment of time, and then we'll see in the near future whether I achieve it or not. Okay, but as clear as it could be, it would be better. Okay, so yep, I'll take you guys there. We'll start with the loft first. Okay, jumping to the loft. So we are in loft here. The loft, our lofty place where all the magic happens. So here, there's a lot to talk about because this is where I work mostly. I want to talk first about before I even moved to loft. This is where I live / also I made it as my office. Okay, so even before I moved to loft, I've already imagined having this kind of space. It's not exactly, I didn't visualize it to be this place or whatsoever, not intended, but I kind of have like a visualization of how a place would be like. A lot of the things that we do here, every time when we discuss, I want to talk more about the future, right? So as I said, at loft here, I make it by design that I want to design how I would feel like and the experience I will have whenever I enter the loft. So, just to say, so you see this whiteboard, right? So normally we have meetings around here. Sali.
I'm back.
So yeah. So normally we have meetings around here. Before we even start our meetings, every time, because here is where Digital Renegades and Amar Realty, and it's my office lah mostly. So the people that work closely with me and don't have any stations, they work here. Also Petit Moi also, they have meetings here and all that. It's partly shared with all the companies that I work with. So every time before we have a meeting here, especially with the key personnels, the ones I call them the generals in my companies. So I will talk heavily and draw on here the visualization that I will have of the goals, and once we hit the goals, how would we imagine it, right? How close our eyes and how our life would be like and all that. So we get immersive experience of how a visualization works, right? So when recently, because this is still fresh in my mind, I had a recent meeting. I said if we were to hit a certain target, this is specifically for Digital Renegades, I said that I want to have my office desk here, right here, and I even went to detail what kind of chair, how the office desk will be like, because the office desk I'm choosing is the one yang boleh naik turun, you know, so that I can, when I'm sitting down too long, after working too long, then I can stand up and work while standing up. And then if you've seen my previous vlogs, you can see KLCC and KL Tower there. So I'm visualizing it will look like in the near future in terms of my life whenever we hit a certain milestone. Then if I walk here as well, this is all me visualizing in my head, and then I make it apparent. If we walk here, this is phase 2 of my YouTube era. This room, I imagine black, dark curtains, and then we want to do the studio style of YouTube, like where I talk to you guys, sharing. It's more sharing, so it's not ready yet because one is milestone belum hit, 2 is that I want to be a certain level before I start sharing a lot more, right? Because I'm also still learning and still experiencing. And then this is my expansion plan. As you can see, because we had a little bit of money, we added tables for our staff. So staff tak ada pun lagi. And mostly are nomad workers. So I imagine this to be more like a hot seat, so boleh tukar-tukar. And you see the aircon lama. So we had a little bit of money. We just ordered new aircon. So I'm changing the aircon. So this is my expansion plan. So we buy it a little bit so that, you know, my visualization is more clearer. I imagined this before, this space, to have this table, to put this, but slowly, this I imagine, like when I first moved here, I already imagined it to be like this. And slowly, this was like even 2 years back. And slowly, now I put tables, but tak ada stuff lagi. So yeah. So in terms of loft area, this is my current visualization. And this is how I'm using visualization to my advantage. So maybe it gives you guys some ideas too. And then I want to ask Ali to have a to share, because Ali is here with me. He is like super pumped because I've been I even edited my YouTube YT studio, photoshopped it to send him how it will look like in 5-6 years time from now.
I still have that picture.
Yeah, because I'm using visualization in my life and I'm sharing with you guys. So because Ali is here, I want to take this opportunity to have this one visualization moment with him. Right? So let's go up to the roof. Turning now. So I'm with Ali here. So at this moment, as I said, I want to share this moment with Ali. I said, Ali, close your eyes. Close your eyes.
I'm closing now.
Okay, now visualize me being here with you. Let's say 2 years from now. Okay, chilling here. By that time I already stopped smoking. I was about to say having a smoke, but I already stopped smoking. So it's just chilling here. And then we have reached 100,000 subscribers in YouTube. And I have just received the... Okay, azan. We sambung sekejap. Okay, so dah habis dah azan. So as I was saying, imagine, Ali, that we have the silver plate, the YouTube silver plate. When you hit 100,000, you'll get silver plate. So the power of visualization, why I brought Ali here is because the more detailed it is, the better. Because you can synchronize that feeling, that moment, everything. So this is how I use visualization in my life, and how powerful it is, because I'm looking at KLCC and KL Tower right in front of me, you know. Even this magnificent signature of a building for Malaysia that is on our duit, and everybody knows Malaysia for the KL Tower, used to be one of the tallest building in the world, came from visualization, a vision of Tun Dr. Mahathir punya vision, that visualize this magnificent building from becoming what it is today. It all starts from the mind, from the visualization.
Yeah.
I think you guys understand already lah. The value and the power of the mind and the concept of visualization. But I'm sharing with you how I use it in my life. So I'm doing it right here, right now as well, using the power of visualization to boost my YouTube channel. So wish us the best, and please, I want to say, take this time, if you're not subscribed already, for those that have subscribed, thank you very much. Please hit our vision and visualization, make it happen. Please hit the subscribe button down below. Thank you very much, and we'll move on to our next sequence. Bye bye. Alright, so we are currently at UK Boulevard. Nak masuk studio dekat 2. So I just want to take this quick time outside here, a quick moment that, okay, so you see currently UK Boulevard is fully tenanted with Petit Moi on the side. We have a restaurant there, and then there's a Medispa there, Petit Moi's showroom, and then 3 here is what do you call that? Is a studio, and then on top of that is Realty's office. So 2 or 3 years back then, before today, all this was empty, nobody. So this property is managed by Realty, but 2 or 3 years ago, I can't remember, nanti I'll try to find exactly when I look for the picture. So I'm gonna include now a picture snapshot of when it was back then, hitting now. Okay, we're back. So, Farin ada sini ya? Ada kereta Mini Cooper ni? I think Farin's here. Yeah, so see, hardworking. Saturday pun kerja for Petit Moi. Farin is the head of operation for Petit Moi, also my brother's wife. But yeah, so you see here, I visualize this to a certain extent, imagining this being take up the full building. I can't remember where. It's not specific, but I imagine that it's full lah. And now I'm imagining it that this whole garden area will be super nice garden one day, right? In the near future, nice garden, and then for tempat ada kosi-kosi. We basically want to make it like a lifestyle area, like one lifestyle area, Instagrammable, tempat orang boleh lepak. And because we have studio up there, run by Manbai, so we can also do performances here, bring special appearance artists. So we want to make this place hype. So in the near future, but I'm visualizing it. Imagine orang-orang macam mana, stage kat mana nak set up lagu, kat mana tempat duduk, ada cafe here or something like that. I'm visualizing it as well. So as you can see, there's sofa here, workstations. I think I've showed a couple of times in my vlogs, but basically this used to be an empty space, and I visualized previously how this would look like. It didn't turn out exactly the same, but I would imagine people here, and also Ibrahim's studio, my younger brother punya studio. And I've also imagined more specifically the podcast station. So as you see, we already have like mics and stuff like that, but now I'm visualizing that put here a neon sign, Lofty Crew Podcast, and then having the podcast set up here while we talk to people. So yeah, this is the part of previous visualization, and in terms of future visualization, this will be the podcast station. I imagine that we have a live podcast here, set up with camera people around here, a couple of camera, 1 or 2 or 3, and then here we have clients coming, like a singing booth, ada kursi dengan mic, so producer kat dalam. And then how else would I visualize? I visualize my brother being a successful producer, producing top artists of Malaysia. We have our own artists under Saintun here as well. And then I visualize this setup will be even, we have about 6 to 7 editors around here, and then I visualize inside here as well. We have all the kind of equipments, a cage for production equipment, so that barang mu dalam cage tak kena curi. Barang-barang production ni mahal, so barang production in a cage. Right now we just put it in some equipment, and kita beli sikit-sikit. Bila buat duit sikit, kita beli sikit. Bila buat duit sikit, kita beli sikit. So very little initial capital, and then we roll sampai kapal dia besar. How we do that is, I don't take any salary, I don't take anything, and every money yang we make, we pump in back to develop the business. So that's the visualization here. So today I just discussed with Faiz, we are looking at possibility of partnership, tapi tak tahu lagi lah, dia tengah fikir dulu dalam dia punya brain. So hopefully if everything goes well, one day we will look back at this video and think like, damn son. Okay. Alright, so I'm at Loft now getting some work done while waiting for Ali. We're about to head to gym. I'm training him to transform his body to have six packs like me. Although now six packs slowly going away because I eat too much. But anyways, so we are about to move towards the end of this vlog. We've talked about how I've used it and how I plan to use it in the near future. I haven't talked about how am I going to use it in the far future, right? Okay, when I'm 40, big goals. That's approximately 11 years from now. So I started off, I wrote it in my notes, right, like this. So I wrote it in my notes so that I can read it every day or every time, so that, you know, it reminds me of my goal. So here it says, I am happy now that I am a I'm not gonna say the word, heir with XXXX number of cash/liquid assets. I now live in a beach house with my lovely family, owning my dream boat in red color. So this is my dream boat. Can you see? So I put it as my screensaver as well, so that I see it every day, which I take out for a spin every day after subuh around the islands. I also own blah blah blah, I don't want to mention this, which I allow my family to use, but I don't want to mention it as well. And now manage my companies from afar, only being on site when necessary, but are all generating and contributing to this bigger organization that generates good deed, for the purpose of generating good deed even when we die. I forgot to mention that it's from a hadith, right, that says when we die, all our deed stops except for three things. Number one is ongoing charity, meaning whatever we leave behind, continuously giving charity automatically. So this is what we want to build. Number two is spreading beneficial knowledge. So the idea is, currently we have a school, so we have like 40 students from all over Malaysia punya state. So once they grow up and become ulama yang besar, they will open their own school in every state in Malaysia. Okay? And number three is basically kids that pray for you. So you have your students praying for you, and also your anak sendiri. So it's more of, I don't have a kid yet, but it's more to set the culture and environment that they are growing up to continuously pray for us. So that will generate deed for us even when you are dead. Okay, so, and I continue my visualization notes. So I now manage my companies from afar, only being on site when necessary, but are all generating and contributing to this organization. I am now focused on writing constitutions for my family organization as to maintain the three pillars I just mentioned, setting up the foundation so that this can go on for hundreds or thousands of years, benefiting my family, and as well to continue generating good deeds even after we all die. Okay, but actually I ada bawah ni semua, I wrote like the near future when I'm 30. I'm not gonna say it. In 12 weeks, which is by year end this year, I have my own visualization notes. Basically tu je lah. When I'm 30, meaning next year, by September I have my target, and then 12 weeks, and then ada long term goal. I just started this exercise after something that say do this. So then I'm like, okay, why not? I just improve my visualization methodology by not just using my head, but also write it down so that I can read it every day, so it becomes more stronger and apparent. So to mention about this boat is super special. Okay, it's a very special boat to me because I don't know, I think it's just nice, and I'm an ocean people, right? So I love boats, and rather than buying a supercar, might as well buy a boat, right? Which I really appreciate because I dive, I free dive, and then I love the ocean. So this boat, and what I did was, even for this particular boat, I even contacted the supplier, asked them to give me a quotation of how much, if I were to do this boat, how much would it cost, right? So I have the quotation here, exactly how much. 635,583 pound euro, so roughly around 2 million ringgit, I think. But yeah lah, I'm not talking about now, right? I'm talking about 11 years from now. I mean, like, it makes me happy, and I can work from there. But this is full spec lah, including everything inside. So, you know, at least I know how much it is and something to target for, right? And I won't buy it unless I can really afford without killing myself. This is one of the methods that I use. You guys can use whatever, and hopefully this vlog brings some ideas that you can implement into your life to make it even a better life, or in any way bermanfaat kepada anybody that's watching. I hope you guys love this vlog. Please do subscribe so that I can hit one of my visualization targets. Hit the subscribe button below, and thank you so much for watching. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bye bye.